Now let me take you back for a second or two. Childhood raps take you back for a minute, when times were more simple and you lived with your parents. Before you went to college and you started paying taxes. Remember these shows that you watched as a kid. Childhood raps take you back.
Okay, passengers, so we are about to sit here and watch episode 2 of book 2, Infinity Train Cracked Reflection. That is kind of the subtitle to this whole book here. It's Infinity Train Book 2 Cracked Reflection. I believe, if I'm wrong, by all means, correct me in the comments. I do not, of course, mind being corrected. And I don't know why I didn't connect everything and even say something at the end of episode 1, but with a title like that and all that we had in episode 1, I think this season / book 2 is going to ultimately be all about MT figuring out that she needs Tulip. She's going to be coming to grips with the fact that she is somebody's reflection, that she has to have that other person in order to feel fulfilled and complete and all that good stuff. I don't know if I said that correctly or not, but I think y'all kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. So, other than that, I don't know fully what Jesse's story is about. I'm going to presume that this episode that we're about to watch is going to primarily tackle him and introduce us more to him. If I'm not correct, well, I think I'm correct, but if I'm not, y'all can correct me in the comments again. But I believe this episode is called the Family Tree Car. And it's been speculated that through all the previews and stuff like that, that Jesse is dealing with the death of maybe a family member or maybe a close friend or maybe a close family member's friend. I don't know. Maybe he was close to them too. But yeah, maybe that's, maybe the family tree thing is going, that's why it's going to be about him. Y'all know what I'm saying. Other than that, last reaction that I had at the home location, it was a fairly dark, for some reason the setting was just really dark, hence the reason why I got all these lights behind me. I'm trying to brighten it up, and I'm doing it in the daytime now as opposed to nighttime, because quite simply, that was just too dark. I know this show can get into some deep issues, but we don't want the setting to be, dark and gloomy. Even though outside right now it's a bit windy and gloomy and a little bit drizzly, rainy. But you know what? Inside, I'll check that later. But inside, we are happy-go-lucky and bright. All these lights behind me, we have to be bright. Other than that, though, I'm not going to ramble on no more, because same old thing I always say, y'all are tired of listening to me run my mouth. So, earbud in, 3, 2, 1, and play. I like that they started right away, right where we left off.
If you hadn't distracted me with that ridiculous name...
Do you have, special metal strength?
No, I just don't feel pain like you with your squishy flesh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I am pretty squishy.
Do I hear some passers-by?
Oh, okay. This is what we're meaning by family tree car. A literal family tree.
Hi, I'm Jesse.
Wilbur.
Well?
Sinesta?
You can call me MT.
Gillicuddy family tree. This ain't no stinking Gillicuddy family tree. This is the Trundleshank family tree.
We're gonna have one of those Hatfield and McCoy issues. Okay.
Live in our family tree.
Hey, maybe the Trundleshanks have seen Alan Dracula. Mr. and Mrs. Trundle?
Oh, no, you don't. As long as you're on our tree, you ain't allowed.
Jocks, theater kids, eraser kids.
Eraser kids?
The kids who collect their eraser shavings during the day and compare them in the parking lot after school.
I've never heard of, those kind of kids.
Wow, fitting in. What a gift.
Watch, I'll form a truce. It'll be a piece of cake. Or pie. Some people don't like cake.
I like cake.
So,
Depends on the pie, too.
The whole tree is buzzing about you. Quit can it, ding dong.
This from a woman who choked to death eating an orange peel.
I told you it's the most fibrous part of the fruit.
You died because you sat on a toilet seat too hard.
Have either of you seen a
How do you die from sitting on a toilet seat too hard?
Didn't think so. See you later.
Oh, well,
Sorry you
whatever.
both died in such embarrassing ways.
Yeah.
Until you pick a side.
Well, I don't want anybody to get mad at me.
Choose.
How about we try singing this great song together? It's called When I Look at
His
You,
number
I
changed.
See Me.
Get off our branch!
Lie to me.
Jesse, really?
When I become a tree, I want you to move on with your life. Fine, Alan, Dracula, be happy. And please, no, I don't blame you. Maybe this was fate. Fated to be a tree boy. Ow! Why did you...
I like him.
I'm not a tree boy. What happened?
I kept my eyes open during the scary parts.
Oh, your metal skin is very shiny, like a car that was just washed by a sunbeam, and just like a super shiny.
Oh, they're at the bottom.
Hey, dear!
Two people getting along. I'll bet it's the
Alan
two different groups,
Dracula!
Gillicuddy's and whoever the other one was, because
Wait
it slips my
once,
mind now.
okay? Twice if you're hurt.
Alan Dracula! Really?
But only because then you'll get off the train and I'll get to stay with, for lack of a better name, Alan Dracula. Yes!
Sorry.
Okay, so let's do this. What's your number at?
32.
I'll get you home in no time. What was it when you got on the train?
31.
Your number has gone up.
Ow!
Ow!
You know how much metal hurts. I'm soft, squishy, you're hard and mean.
Okay, well that was a pretty good episode. It turns out that we're finding out what, Jesse's problem is. Jesse seems to be a people pleaser. He wants everyone to like him, which means, without giving too much information about my wife, because I know she's never going to watch this, honestly, y'all, she's kind of the same way. She's a people pleaser. She would very much, get a lot from these episodes if, she'd watch them. If, let me clarify, if that is what his true problem really is, that he's just simply a people pleaser. Because that is a pretty big problem with a lot of people. People want to please everyone and get every single person to like them, and then when somebody doesn't like them, they go way out of their way to sit there and try to get them to like them for some odd reason. I have zero clue on why, but that seems to be Jesse's problem. People pleaser. His number was 31 getting on the train. Obviously, that's when he got on the train, 31. That doesn't seem like a big number, but now it's gone up to 32. That wasn't a really big raise, but it's one of those things where if you don't notice it, you're never going to think that it's a problem. So yeah, now at least we kind of halfway know. Maybe his problem is he doesn't like to see people fight and argue. Maybe he had his parents go through a divorce as well, and since then, he doesn't like to see the fighting and arguing, so he tries to quash everything that comes, in the way of conflict. So he seems to have a few different quirks about him. Granted, I like him. He's a quirky kid who, it's good to get along with every kind of group of people. I mean, the jocks, the theater kids, even the eraser shaving kids, which I've never heard of that, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, and as far as MT, I really feel like the series is ultimately going to be about her and how, she has to get back in touch with Tulip. And, just kind of be Tulip's reflection and always be with her. She claimed that Tulip was, of course she didn't tell the full story, that she was a reflection when Jesse asked, but the story she gave was, Tulip. She was her friend, and she had to kind of go away because they were going in two different directions. But maybe the reflection did see Tulip as a friend, and maybe when Tulip was looking in the mirror while their parents were going through a divorce, well, not there, well, there, yeah, okay, because they are two different, consciousness, if I got that word out correctly. Maybe during the divorce, maybe Tulip would look in the mirror and not like who she was seeing, and maybe that's how that friendship got a little bit severed, and, maybe it's just a matter of MT liking herself again. I don't know, but what would that mean if she went back to the Chrome car to become Tulip's reflection again? Would the little cop things, because I can't remember what they're called, I know they call her a Sliver, but would the cop things still be trying to get, mark her for termination even though she's found her place? She doesn't have a number though. That's the whole biggest, thing. Yeah, and as far as my theory of this actually being a video game simulation in Oshkosh, okay, I can tell you right now, I'm completely wrong. Utterly wrong, because in the first episode of this book, we had what looks like a lunch lady, and I'm pretty sure a lunch lady is not going to game design camp. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of a few more things of where they're going to take this. I didn't actually check out, I checked them out. I checked out all the names of the cars, but I can't remember anymore. I wish I could remember, but I can't. So, yeah, I don't know where we're going. I know I'll know what the name of the cars are when I go to watch it, but I don't know the name of the rest of the cars, so I have no idea where we're going, because this didn't really give us much other than they're friends by association now. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm done. I can't think of nothing else. So, y'all know the drill from here. Hit the like, tickle to subscribe, don't be texting and driving, and as Mr. Rogers always says,
And I like you as you are, I do.